My friends, welcome to Cereal at Midnight. What is Cereal at Midnight? Well, I've been doing this for about a year as I make this video, and when I first started, I wasn't sure what it was. I wasn't sure what I wanted it to be. But I figured that as I went on, it would find itself, it would work itself out. So I never clearly defined what Cereal at Midnight was supposed to be, other than movies, music, and comics. But in the year that I've been doing this, it's kind of become clear that it's more than that. It's an embracing of a retro lifestyle, of retro culture, of toys, offbeat travel, like weird travel destinations. It's like kitsch, classic Americana from the 50s and the 60s. It's really an extension of my personality. And I realize that not every video is going to be for every viewer. And I notice through watching the trends and the comments of what gets the most interaction and what gets the most thumbs up, that there seem to be different subjects that appeal to different people. So for instance, there are those of you watching this channel who are watching it for the music coverage, the stuff like Elvis and Johnny Cash box sets and Rolling Stones albums and just classic rock stuff, the music. And then there are people who are watching this for the comic book content, who want to know about Marvel Epic collections and Star Wars comics, DC Comics. If you go to cerealatmidnight.com, they're comic book character profiles. That appeals to a certain audience. And then there's an audience that is here strictly for the movie stuff. They're here for the movie, the physical media, the collecting aspect of that. And I don't know how much of an overlap there is between those groups. And if you're watching this and you're like, I wish he'd focus on one of these things, I don't want to, like, there are so many channels. Most channels on YouTube are really dedicated to a special, one or two special things. They're very focused on a particular niche. And that's not what I want to do with this channel. I want it to be broad and expansive and all-embracing and all-encompassing to a larger geek culture, if you will. But it's beyond that. It's just that retro lifestyle where it's like He-Man and Voltron and 80s music and 70s music and just cool stuff that doesn't necessarily get talked about much anymore because it just has a tendency to fall through the cracks. The stuff that's the most popular now is the stuff that gets talked to death. And I want cerealatmidnight.com and Cereal at Midnight on YouTube to be the antithesis of that. I don't want the stuff that you see me cover here to be things that have been covered and covered and covered. And it's going to happen from time to time because I'm a massive Star Wars fan. And I'm a comic book fan who still cares about what's happening with like the Avengers and Superman. So it's going to pop up from time to time. But by and large, Cereal at Midnight is about exploring all the cool stuff that's under the sun. The comics, the movies, but also going to cool places that are just off the beaten path. Weird stuff that nobody really seems to remember or care about. That's what Cereal at Midnight is. So I invite you to come along with me on the journey and we'll go see what's out there together. Guys, thanks, and stick around.